Welcome to Uping Stock Trend Prediction channel. So in this video, I'll talk about the Tesla stock price prediction. I predicted in the last video loaded to YouTube on April 29th. That's the last day of the last month. So that's a prediction of the first week of May. In that prediction in that video, I mentioned the weekly high and the weekly low is about $169 and the weekly low is about $157. So actually, if you compare the actual low price and weekly low and the weekly high in the first week of May, that's basically the predicted the actual fluctuation after the video 128. So in the actual fluctuation, the weekly low is $158.8. That's just $1.8 different from what I predicted. So basically, I predicted it's at this price. That's trend line's price, and the actual low, weekly low, is here. So it's very close. It's just $1.8 of difference. It's about 1% of uncertainty, and the actual fluctuation, the weekly high, is at this price is $170.8. So it's also just $1.8 higher than what I predicted, $169. So I predicted at this trend line, and the actual weekly high is also reached to this trend line. Is slightly above $1.8 above this trend line, so it's still within 1% of uncertainty. So this trend line, this point and this point is similar to the tips of these trend lines on the last video 128, because in video 128 this tip of this trend lines are the predicted price, weekly high or weekly low for the next week, the coming week following the video 128. So when it goes to the next week, that means the last week, today is May 6th. So during the first day of May 1st, so then the predicted trend line, the tip of those trend lines in video 128, that then becomes the current trend lines of this week. So it becomes the target price and the target low and the target high, and for this week, for the ongoing week of the past week, basically from today's point of view, that's the past week, but from the last video's point of view, that's the week after the video 128. So that's a predicted price. So you see this price, this trend line, this price is $169.95. $169, basically that's $169. So it's still the same as what was predicted in video 128. So in that video, in the last video, this point is at the location of this location. So that's the tip of that trend line that hasn't happened. So that will be happen, and this price, this trend line, so that's still, so this price is $157. So it's still the same as what was shown in video 128 at the similar position, like this point. So that will not happen. So that will be happened after video 128. So you see this price, these tips are not changed once the next week start. So for example, these tips are for the next week, for the coming week, and once the next week start, the Monday, once Monday start, and then this point will not change, and then becomes the target price and the target high and the target low for the fluctuation of the next week. So the stock price will fluctuate around in this range, and then the predicted tips of the next week. After the next week, then the predicted price will also be shown, but those predicted price will not be finished until the next week is completed. So basically, this kind of tips will be adjusted when the stock price fluctuates during this time frame. So for example, if this is a weekly chart, and then only after this current week is completed, and then the predicted price of the tip of those trend lines will be completed, so will be finalized and will not be changed. So, and then once a new week start, and then those predicted price will becomes the same price, and also will become the fixed price, fixed trend line, the target price and target low for the current week. So I hope you are clear about that, because in video 128, the predicted price is at this position, and once the next week start, that's basically the last Monday, and then those predicted tip, the predicted price will becomes this point. So that means this is a new week after video 128. So that's the predicted week. So then this price, this tips of the trend line was shown before this week, but then it will become the target price, target high and the target low for the coming week, for the basically ongoing week. So in that video, basically the predicted high, weekly high and the weekly low matches very well with what I predicted in video 128, and it's just $1.8 of difference, or 1% of uncertainty. So this 1% of uncertainty is still very good accuracy, because that's basically the predicted target high and the target low, predicted price before it even happened. So it's still good prediction. So and then I will also show some real-time data of a short video, real-time fluctuation of the stock price versus the actual predicted target high and the target low. So with all those kind of trend lines, so because it's a short video, so it's easier to show it in a short time frame, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 60 minutes. So you can see those kind of short-term fluctuation, and then that type of reverse or the stock price started to change the direction once it hit some kind of trend lines. So you will see those kind of temporary reversal, even in short time frame, like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 60 minutes. So you can see those kind of fluctuation of the stock price versus the predicted trend lines. Then the stock price fluctuate around this time frame. So the adjacent trend lines, that becomes the short-term target high and target low. So if one trend line becomes a support or resistance, if it can't be supported, and it may goes down to another band, to another region. So you can see those kind of tools, the function of those tools. So I can just do those kind of good prediction if I don't have this kind of tool. So this tool is very important to make this kind of prediction. So enjoy your video. Thanks for watching.